What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comically Boston. Today is episode 100. Wow, I can't believe I've done 100 of these freaking things this year. But hey, here we are back on another Monday. So we have a little bit of Marvel news to talk about with the writer's strike over, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, we are almost back to the NBA season. So my Celtics just had a huge trade. One that could be controversial to some diehard fans like myself, but one that could be beneficial to the team as well. So we'll see. But as we know, we have our boy Porzingis that I was just overworking this morning at Boston Volvo. And I'm driving down the street, and it's right over by their practice facility. And right across the street from their practice facility is like a local news network. And walking out was number 30, Sam Hauser. So I yell, "Sam Hauser, you're the man!" And then he walks into like a bus, and then coming off the bus, going into the news station, is number 8, Mr. Porzingis, all dressed in uniform, so they must be taking photos or something for the season. Either way, I see Porzingis walking in, and he is ginormous. He has to be 7'3" easy. But I see this motherfucker, and I'm like, "Porzingis, you look good in green!" This little worker is working on the building to the side of me, and he just sees me in my car, and he just goes, "He's a tall motherfucker." And I go, "Yeah, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. We need him to stay healthy this year." But he's not the one we're talking about. We traded in that blockbuster Damian Lillard trade the other day. Damian Lillard to the Bucks, which I like because he's not on the Heat, which would have pissed me off. So he goes to the Bucks. The Bucks trade JRUE Holiday to Portland, and then Portland trades JRUE Holiday to us. Now, what did we trade for JRUE Holiday? JRUE Holiday, good player, nothing against him at all. But we traded our 6th man of the year, Malcolm Brogdon, and Rob Williams, and 2 picks. I think we could have gotten away with Brogdon, Peyton Pritchard, Cornette, and 2 picks. And kept Rob Williams, which I really liked how Rob Williams played. He plays above the rim. He rebounds like a motherfucker, plays lockdown D, and he plays with young, youthful energy. Granted, he has been playing with like half an ACL, so like there's that. But you know, with what we did, Brogdon and the Celtics, I guess, weren't on good terms. But the only person last year that wanted to leave this team was Peyton Pritchard, and he's still around. So, I mean, he's the backup point guard now. So the starting 5 for us, potential starting lineup for the Celtics right now, is JRUE Holiday at the point, Derek White at the 2. I would put JB at the 3, Jason Tatum at the 4, and Porzingis at the 5. Now, if that lineup stays healthy all year round, that might be the best starting 5 in the NBA. Now, before the trade, it would have been Derek White at the 1. I probably would have gone JB at the 2, JT at the 3, Porzingis at the 4, and Rob Williams at the 5 would have been my starting lineup. But, you know, we also have Al Horford off the bench, and we would have had Brogdon off the bench, and a couple other pieces that we've picked up this offseason. But last year, our lineup was deep. Injury or not, we had players ready to go every single night. And I don't know if this roster has as much depth. We still have decent depth, but not as much as last year. But we did add Porzingis and JRUE Holiday this offseason, and we've gotten rid of Marcus Smart, Brogdon, and Robert Williams. And Gallinari and Mike Muscala, right? Like, I liked those pieces on the team we had last year as well. So it's just going to be a different team this year. I can't wait to see him play, though. Tatum, I'm looking to have an MVP-type season. Because when he came into the league in 2017, you know, looking at some stats that he's had, he averaged 13 points his first year. He went up to 15.7 points the next year, 23.4 the next year after that, 26.4 the next year after that, and last season he averaged 30.2 points per game, and damn near every other category he's gone up in every season as well, with rebounds, assists, and his shooting percentage has stayed pretty good all consistently throughout. So, I don't know, man. Jason Tatum's such a good player. Him staying healthy, I heard a rumor recently that he opted out of a surgery on his offhand over the off season. I mean, if it's your offhand anyways, I would have just done it, gotten it over with. You still shoot with your right, you know, and then now you have a repaired hand instead of, you know, it just could cause further problems in the future, the way I see it. But I don't know, maybe he's taking the long road and he's like, it doesn't bother me that much, and whatever, man. He's doing his thing, but I want to see this team. And the way that Brad Stevens has been trading shit this offseason, it looks like this team that we have this season is the all-in team. You know what I mean? Like, Brad is tired of not going to the NBA Finals. He's tired of getting to the NBA Finals and losing. You know, we've done that once. We didn't make it last year. Miami went, loses to Jokic. I think Celtics versus Denver would have been a much better matchup, but it is what it is. I like our Celtics team this year. We're looking good, and shit happens. But that's it for the sports. Comment below what you think of the Celtics and if you're excited for the season. But moving on to a little bit of video game stuff and a little bit of little things that dropped over the last couple days since the writer's strike has ended. The actor's strike is still ongoing, so people have been able to talk a little bit more since the strike has ended, and stuff has been coming out. So Cameron Monaghan, the man that plays Cal Kestis in the video games, he has come out and said that he has seen some stuff that they're working on, but as soon as they're able to work on it and able to get back to working on it, they're going to make a killer third game. So he's already confirmed that there's a third Jedi series game, with the first one Jedi Fallen Order, the second game Jedi Survivor. I love Fallen Order. Survivor is such a good game. It's not only fun, it has a great story, great maps, great character to play as. The customization in the game's pretty awesome. Just all around, I love Jedi Survivor. I just finished the game for, I think, the second or third time, and, you know, did pretty much 100% completion, you know, and went around and got all the collectibles, all the talk to every person you can talk to, every side mission. I did everything in the last time I went around, and I just was like having a blast, because I wasn't doing it all at once, you know. I was just doing it whenever I had some free time, in between editing videos, one night before I'm watching shit. But like, just having a Star Wars game to play between watching Star Wars movies and then Ahsoka, you know what I mean? Like, just having that Star Wars mindset just around you at all times while watching a show week to week has just been a great time. With that being said, Ahsoka season finale tomorrow night. I'm so excited. Comment below if you're excited. We'll talk what our predictions are for that at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to skip ahead to that, go right ahead. We have a couple other news topics to talk about before we get there. Also coming this week, Thursday, we have the season premiere of Loki Season 2. So a deleted scene came out that was actually like in the works, but they never finished it, for Loki Season 1 with Frog Thor. Frog Thor? Either way, this little image here of little Frog Thor punching Tom Hiddleston Loki with the hammer at small size. It's just awesome. You know, like, you can't not think that Frog Thor is awesome, and just Loki in general. Amazing. But since the writer's strike has ended, Marvel has announced recently that they're going to be listening to pitches for X-Men movies soon. So they're getting there. Since the strike has ended, now they got their eyes set on this X-Men, and they're like, okay, since Deadpool 3's coming, people are going to want it. We're going to need to capitalize fast, and we're going to need to have something in the works. So they're good to see that they're finally in the mindset of, all right, let's get this X-Men shit going. Let's get what the people what they want, you know what I mean? Also, some sad news. Harry Potter's the second Dumbledore, I'm so sorry, I forgot the guy's name. Michael Gannon? Michael Dumbledore? Mr. Dumbledore. The second version, the first one we lost years ago. The second one now has passed away. So now we've lost both Dumbledores. Hagrid, Snape. My heart cannot handle it. I'm a Harry Potter fan. Not a bigger fan of Harry Potter than I am, say, Star Wars or Marvel. But, you know, I'm a fan of just creative, fun shit in general. But now we're heading into October. It's October 2nd. You know, we got some spooky vibes coming our way. We got Halloween coming up. We already put up our Halloween decorations yesterday. It was warm, good day to do it, you know, so it's into the spooky season. So for me, pirates, witches, horror, all that shit, I group into Halloween spooky season. So I'm probably going to stay tuned for some movie reviews coming to the channel soon. I'm probably going to do Harry Potter, maybe the Pirates of the Caribbeans, maybe some horror movies. If you guys have any horror movies to recommend to me, I would love that down in the comment section. Or you can send them your recommendations to me on my email, comicallyboston@gmail.com. You can hit me up on there with, you know, what you think of the Celtics or whatever. Thoughts of me, tell me I'm ugly, I don't care. That's a place where you can reach out one-on-one, or you can hit me in the comment section. I always comment back, or you can DM me on my other social medias. All my shit's down in the description below. But rest in peace to Dumbledore. Also, for our Boston people, died the other day. Tim Wakefield died. He was a champion with the Boston Red Sox and a pitcher famous for his knuckleball. I almost hit up my boy Leo Frasilla. Leo, if you're watching, you used to tee me up. We'd be playing wiffle ball in the backyard, and he would go, "Oh boy, here it comes," and he'd like tell me it's coming. "Here's the knuckler," and it would just and just, yeah, swing and a miss, swing right out of my shoes, spin around like a top. He would make me look silly, absolutely foolish with the ephus and the Tim Wakefield knuckleball. And that's my fondest memories, really, of Tim Wakefield playing video games and throwing his knuckleball at each other and just striking each other out with the knuckleball. But he could actually do it. I wasn't as good a pitcher. Basketball was more my sport, and I had the size for football. But he was a baseball player, so shout out my boy Leo. But moving on to some video game news, we just got the title screen for Spider-Man 2, and it's, I believe, either Peter or maybe even Harry Osborn standing here with his back to us, but you can see Venom in the symbiote in the tank right there, or at least in goo form, you know, kind of trying to find its way out, but sitting there in that tank, that's no good. And you can see an alternate in what looks to be a Spanish version of the game, where you can see Miles and Peter standing next to each other on the Brooklyn Bridge, maybe a bridge. But, you know, just comparing to the other two Spider-Man games, Spider-Man, the first game, this was its title, the opening title screen with him hanging off a building. And then the second one was Spider-Man Miles Morales, and he was riding a train, which was a good start menu. I really liked that game as well. The first two games were done really well, so I have super high hopes for Spider-Man 2. That comes out late October in a couple weeks. Cannot wait. I'm going to have to pre-order that ASAP, because I'm going to have to play that one first day. You know, I'm just going to have to. But let's move on a little bit, huh? Let's move on to talk about Star Wars. What's good? I saw this picture from Screen Rant the other day. How does Darth Vader really look according to the Force? And it makes you think, because he got his legs chopped off and he got his arms chopped off. And, you know, he already had one metal arm. So he's got like 2 metal arms, 2 metal legs, and he's pretty much just what? Dick and balls and a torso and a head? I don't know if I had to include that first part, but I did, you know, because we didn't see him get his full legs chopped off, just like, you know, knee down. So he's got like, what, thighs? Chest and torso and head. So, you know, you see this bottom left image that I have right here, and he's kind of like meditating in the Force, and you can see how there's like the limbs that are chopped off are white, and the rest of him's like this fiery black, you know, consumed by darkness. So I kind of like that, because I've always loved Anakin as a character, but I don't like that Anakin turns into Darth Vader. But I also love Darth Vader, you know, separately, you know. So it's hard to be like, oh, that's Anakin fucking slicing down younglings? Like, what? That's Darth Vader, technically, but it's before he ends up like this. My Darth Vader is this version. The one that is consumed by darkness. Anakin is no longer a thing. Padme's gone. He's with his master, fucking Sidious, and he's just ready to kill anything, and he's devastating. Some of the best Darth Vader stuff I've seen as of late, you mean other than like the Obi-Wan show, which was pretty great Darth Vader stuff, the Ahsoka Darth Vader stuff was pretty fucking amazing, but it was more Anakin, so like that stuff was great. Rogue One, the end of Rogue One's Darth Vader scene is amazing. Darth Vader in the Jedi Survivor game has a fight with Cal in the first game, which is pretty solid, like surprise at the end of the game. You're like, oh shit, Darth Vader, what? You know, like it comes at you quick. You're like, whoa, is that for real? But then in the second game he fights Seer, and that's like a dope cutscene, like emotional, but like also like story point that hits you hard, and you're like, oh man, what? But let's talk about Ahsoka real quick. Predictions for the end. I have high hopes, and I don't want to spoil myself by guessing anything too closely, but I really want to see Kanan. You know, Kanan's lesson to Ezra, and Ezra kind of still following his lead. In Rebels, Kanan goes, having a laser sword doesn't make you a Jedi. And then you saw him in the last episode fighting with the Force. You know, Force is my ally. Ahsoka looks amazing. I fucking love Rosario Dawson in this role. I would take her in any role, any place, anytime as Ahsoka. Amazing. I love her as an actress too. And in other things, she's been great as well. Galen Marek, fucking Darth Vader's Padawan. I don't know. I think there's a small chance. I don't think there's a good chance that Sam Witwer reprises his role as Star Killer. And, you know, Galen Marek, I don't know. That's a possibility. That's some fan art that was really cool, though. What I need to happen in the finale is to see what happens with Baylan and Shin. Does Shin run back to Thrawn, or does she run back to Baylan? Because Baylan said to her, your ambition drives you in one direction, my path lies in another. So what is Baylan's path? Where is he going? Does he meet up with Bendu? Does he meet up with the brother? Does he go talk to some Zepho people? Does he talk to this Sith lady bitch, whoever she is? You know, does Bendu come back in with what he said to Thrawn in the Rebels? I see your defeat like many arms surrounding you in a cold embrace. You know, and that was kind of what the finale of Rebels was, but maybe it was referring to something in the future even further past that. So maybe that is something that comes up. But Shin, I really like her as a character. I would like her to stick around. Obviously, Ray Stevenson's Baylan can't stick around, but maybe Baylan in a recast or something. But I really like his character. I want to know what he's doing on Peridia. But comment below, what are your thoughts? Does Zeb show up? You know, what's happening? But I would love to know what you think in the comment section below. I'm so excited, and stay tuned. Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the finale of Ahsoka. Friday, we'll be talking about the Season 1 premiere of Loki. So stay tuned. Lots of stuff coming our way. Movie reviews coming out. There'll be stuff on the channel tomorrow. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Subscribe, like, hit my links. Do your thing. See you later!